Kirk Cousins has been throwing the ball for the first 2 weeks of the season very well. I mean, he's top 5 in yards. He's top 5 in accuracy as well, Kurt. And then last week, I guess the simple 2-word question about last week's loss to the Bills is what happened?
Well, I mean, it's one of those games where the ball starts rolling against you early, and that's what happened is that, turnovers and big plays for the Bills, and Minnesota found themselves down 17-0 before you could blink. I think the most disconcerting thing about Minnesota is, yes, Kirk has good numbers, but they're down in terms of big plays that they're making as an offense. I mean, last year, Case Keenum and that team was averaging 6.5 big plays per game. Right now, after 3 games, Kirk Cousins and the group are averaging 4. And if there was one thing that I thought you made the change from Case to Kirk, it was believing that Case was more of a complementary piece and Kirk could be more of that dynamic, big play, game-changing, right arm type guy. And that's what we haven't seen from their offense. And so it looks on paper, really strong, but they're just not making those big game-changing plays. I mean, last week it was hard for me to believe that they were down 17-0 early, and they didn't score until late in the game. I mean, they didn't put any points on the board and only got 1 touchdown in a game where you're getting blown out. I would have expected with the group of pieces that they have there that they would at least have made a run at this thing, even though they were down early, to be able to push the Buffalo Bills and force them to have to make some plays down the stretch. But they just never got on track and have really had struggles getting the ball in the end zone. I know everybody sees the tie against the Packers, but if you think back, they had 7 points through 3 quarters in that game as well before they exploded in the fourth. Something's a little bit off offensively, and they're struggling to put points on the board.
Kurt Warner here on the Insider Report, the Honda Insider Report. Check out Kurt every single Sunday morning with me, Irv, and Mooch, 9 a.m. Eastern Time on NFL Game Day morning, and he's part of Vikings Rams on the NFL Network. Pregame show tonight, postgame as well, and you could catch it on Fox. What do you think happens tonight? What's your best guess about this evening, sir? Kurt?
Well, again, I mean, I think right now the Rams are playing as well as anybody. They're at home. You know how tough it is to travel on the road. I know they're missing the 2 corners, which should make it interesting. But I just think they're the better team, are playing better right now, top to bottom, than anybody in the league, and, of course, Minnesota. So I think the Rams come out of this one with a win.
All right, Kurt. I look forward to seeing you tonight. I'm coming by. I'll see you then.
All right, buddy. See you then.
Man. That's Kurt Warner.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.